Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me pleasure to open up the brand new year with the second month of the year, with the first Thursday of the year, with none other than a young man who just left Southern California to go up to Oregon and open up a beautiful place where his wife wanted, living her dreams, somewhere so she can have her horses and she can have fresh air and the clouds and a beautiful stream. I mean, just amazing. And I mean, it's a God's country. Without further ado, all the way. I don't know where he's at. I don't know if he's in Oregon. I don't know if he's California. But can we give a warm welcome to Mr. Dean Tarrolly?
Good morning, everybody. Mr. T, I appreciate the introduction. It's great going over all that information for the squad. It's good to see you guys. We're back here now. What is this? Our 8th year. so been a long time, man. And so you guys, let me start where I always start about, gratitude. It's a great place to start, I think. Really grateful for Mr. Thomas's leadership, his friendship. I would tell you guys, if you get the opportunity at the National in Dallas or any of these events, he's going up to Fresno and some other places. See if you can't ask him for 5 minutes. I won't go into the story. I tell it a lot, but I had a conversation with him at an event in Vegas, and it was important to me. And the reason I bring it up is because it left a mark. And it's great when you have people in your life like that. So, definitely excited to be here with you guys. And I hope you don't take these calls for granted. I know that you do them every day. And I'm only with you guys about every other month for about a half an hour and change a few times a month. So, yeah, I had a call yesterday with a handful of people on the team and some of the leaders. And, one of them's on here. Well, there's a couple. One of them's on here, Roxanne. And you guys know Roxanne. She does calls on here. And I want to just make mention of something that I appreciate as a leader, as a coach, and someone who gets coached, right? Here's what's crazy. She's been around for a minute. But you know what she does on these calls? She does this. She takes notes. Look, there it is. She takes notes. And I'm going to tell you, there's Al, takes notes. You got saves things, doesn't know when you're going to come back and revisit them or need them, or you have a conversation with someone like, oh, what did I see? What did that person post? What did they say? Oh man, it could be any of those things. And it's very difficult if you do that to try to commit things to memory, right? The old joke is we can't remember a grocery list. How are you going to remember a training with things that you want to teach your team? So what are you expecting to do? Are you expecting to have a team one day? Are you anticipating? Are you planning? What's the thing that people talk about now? Manifesting. Are you going to have a team one day? What resources are you going to have when you have a team? And that's something that you need to set up before you have a team or as you're building a team. And here's the message it sends to the universe that you're serious. It's part of what I'm going to talk about today. You're a professional. I'm going to show you something before we're done that I got, and he doesn't even know it, that I got from Jabray Clemens. Now, he's come to trainings that we've done, Tahoe and the like, but I'm going to show you guys something that he posted. But I went back through my library and I'm like, what is a message? What is something that I think people need to hear that I hope moves one person to take their business forward? And so that's why, you guys, all these things about how to treat this business, right? It's so important. In fact, you can write this down. Okay, this is not even on my notes, but you can write this down. If you treat this casually, you'll be a casualty. And that's really true. Now, that doesn't mean in life, but it means in your business here. If you kind of wing it, but I could do an entire call on this. Roxanne knows how this drives me nuts. when people wing it. They throw it against the wall. They see what sticks. I'm not saying don't try things. Definitely try them. I'm talking about how you treat things. Let me give it a shot. Let me throw it against the wall. Let's see if it sticks. Right? Like that's, look, if a game plan was, watch this. If the game plan was Super Bowl week, playbooks, the game plan, if the game plan was, let's try a bunch of things this week and see what works, I'm cool with it because it's intentional. But when you're just going through your day and let me throw this out and I might say something, might not, that is not intentional. What that is convenient. And I want you to remember that building this business, you will be inconvenienced. In fact, oh man, this isn't even in my notes, but now you guys, okay. In fact, I got to write this down because if I don't write it down, hang on one second, you guys. For those of you who know me, you know that this happens from time to time. All right, so check this out. I've never said this before, so here goes. In fact, this is going to be on a training on the stage at the Nationals one day. Here goes. All right, let me know if you're ready for this. You ready? Okay, Al's ready. Mr. Pentaki's ready. I see him right there. Hey, Kush. You guys ready? Okay, cool. Jamar, cool. Jabari. Okay, cool. Here goes. Ready? Write this down. I just put it in my notes. Convenience equals, write this down. Convenience equals amateur. Inconvenience equals professional. The whole theme of this month is about being professional. The whole theme, it's about being professional. So let's start right here. Well, Dean, I don't have the time to be professional. That's bullshit. That's BS. That's not true. Everybody has the time to be professional because you can be a part-time professional. How you treat it, how you act, how you respect the business that you're in. When things get done, when things get done only when it's convenient for you, you are an amateur. If you are inconvenienced in the activities you need to support your team and your business, you're a professional. Does that mean that if you schedule things out, you're being an amateur because you scheduled it and it's convenient? Absolutely not. Scheduling things is inconvenient. Scheduling, Kush is nodding his head. Scheduling things is moving things around. Scheduling things is playing chess with your schedule to accomplish the goals that you have set up. I don't know anybody who does that more than Roxanne. I won't go into details, but I'm just telling you, I don't. I don't know anybody that does that more and still is consistent with her ACN business more than her. Now, I'm sure there's tons of other stories. I just know her story pretty well. So the whole theme, in fact, I said it once. Someone can put it in the chat. What's the theme for this month? I just want to see if anybody was listening. What was the theme for this month? I said the word. Thanks, Kush. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks, Jackie. Thanks, Maria. You got it. Being professional. And you have to, thanks, Rick, you have to embrace the fact that you can be a part-time professional. Now, check this out. Thanks, April. The more skills you have, the easier it is to be a part-time professional. So let me be clear about this part. The more skills you have, the easier it is to be a part-time professional. Now, can you be a part-time professional without a lot of skills? Yes, because it's how you treat it. It's your language. It's the power of a well-chosen word. It's seeing an opportunity to have a conversation with someone, not to steamroll them with 52 things about ACN. The second you meet them, they smile at you and you're, oh my God, there it is, fresh target. That's not how this works. You know, I'll give you guys an example. Way more than me, by the way, way more than me, right? So every time I do this call, I see Kush, and he is completely professional looking, way more than me. I mean, I got a pond and ducks and horses behind me, right? But let me tell you something. If I ran into that gentleman on more than one occasion, maybe at a coffee shop, how about this? Maybe at a nice restaurant in the financial district, and I see this person a couple times, you know what I might say? I might say, listen, man, you don't know me. I just want to let you know I've seen you in here a couple times. I'm grabbing a quick sandwich. May I ask you a question? May I ask you a question? If you're being professional and courteous, unless he's in the mid, like don't interrupt a phone call. But if I'm being professional and curious, chances are if I say, hey, may I ask you a question? What do you think Mr. Pentaki is going to say? What do you think he's going to say? May I ask you a question? What do you think he's going to say? He's probably going to say, yeah, sure, go ahead. May I ask what line of work you're in? I'm in the financial. I'm a general manager of 4 car dealerships. Blah blah blah. It doesn't matter. The reason I'm asking is this: you completely stand out here. My company is going through a huge expansion right now. Would you be open to a business conversation? Now, he might say no to that. Say, you know what? I really can't. I get blah. Hey, listen, no problem. I just wanted to, let you know you impressed me. How can someone feel bad about you saying that to someone? How is that possible? He won't. He's not going to feel bothered. He's not going to be upset. He's not going to feel like you're nagging him. You just met him and you paid him a compliment. You opened with a compliment and you ended with a compliment. But I bet I know what he would say. Sure, I'd be open to a quick conversation. What's going on? Well, obviously now's not the time. I mean, we're in between lunch. I only have a few minutes. But would it be okay if I got your number and sent you a text and just see when you would have a quick 2 or 3 minutes for us to talk? That's it. Or if he says, well, listen, you can tell me right now. You better be fucking sorry. I get wound up. Sorry. You better be freaking professional. You better have your game on. Because if I have a chance to speak to Cushion and he says, sure, what have you got? Oh my God. Oh my God. That's because you weren't ready when the opportunity presented itself. So what you say is this: well, I'm working with a company, we're expanding in energy and healthcare. There's a huge disruption going on, and there's a ton of money that's making itself available for entrepreneurs. Well, how does that work? That's where we really would need to set up another conversation. But man, you stood out in this place. How could someone not take that as a compliment? The question is, are you ready when the opportunity presents itself? And if you don't feel like you are, that goes back to being a part-time professional. So on my Sunday, by the way, is this making sense so far? Is this landing with anybody? Okay. So on the call that I do on Sunday nights, I had everybody take a screenshot, and I'm not going to bring it up right now, but here's what it said in the screenshot. And you can write this down if you want to. In fact, I would encourage you to do it. Here's what it said. Here's the first phrase. You don't have to be underlined. So you don't have to be blank. Okay? You don't have to be blank. And then underneath that, I want you to write this. You do have to be blank. So it's like, dude, what is this? What is this? Ad libs, like when we were a kid filling out the blanks and that, right? Anybody that I just aged myself so much for anybody who knows what that is. Anyway, forget it. So look it up, YouTube it, Google it, whatever. So Maria's laughing, Al's laughing. You know what ad libs are. All right, cool. You don't have to be blank. You do need to be blank. Okay. Here are the answers if you want them. Anybody? Roxanne's laughing because she already knows the answers from Sunday. Okay, here goes. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. You do need to be consistent. And consistency is one of the hallmarks of professionalism, and it's almost always inconvenient for them. And people start to go, oh my God, I'm starting to get this. This is starting to make sense. Oh, I just, I'm having a tough day. I don't really want to talk to another person. That's when you go talk to them. Make another call, send another text. That's when you do it. Like I'm telling you guys, the old George Zalke, the thinker thinks and the doer does. So when you go through your day or you look back at your day, what did you actually do? Did you make a new relationship? Did you meet someone new? Did you ever put yourself in an environment where you had the chance to do those things? I mean, you guys, it's okay. As Greg Provenzano has said for years and years and years, it's okay to muck it up. Just get the letter right. Right? It's okay. But you got to go out there and do that. And here's what you'll find. Look, trust me, if you choose to. But here's what you'll find. When you do it and you do it again, whether you're perfect or not, whether the conversation went great or not, whether you fell over your feet and sounded like a babbling fool, you're on the right path. Because you're doing more than the person who is paralyzed by fear and falling into the huge category of reps that have the vision, they love the environment, but they never seem to change their pin. They never seem to change their circumstances. They never seem to get in that position where they're getting a $500 cab, a $1,000 cab for the week, a $2,000, a $5,000. They never do that. You know why? Because they don't change what they're doing. And I realize calls like this, like almost every look here, look, I can't talk about anybody else. I mean, I can talk about Al, I have a relationship with Al, but I can't talk about the other trainers because they're amazing people. I know many of them, if not most or all of them. I'm telling you what I'm telling you. Every single call this month regarding what it means to be a professional is always a call to action. It's always a call to action. So I'm going to give you an example. Al put up a flyer about Fresno, right? Al put up a flyer about Fresno. When my screen was black, I was texting the reps that I know on my team that have been to the Fresno event. That's taking action. Here's the flyer. Here's the event. Let's start inviting into it. Why would I let Al put up a flyer about an event that he's going to be doing and he is as professional as they come? Why would I let that go by without getting it to it makes no sense. That's the business that we're in. So to become a professional, you guys, it's how you treat this business. And ultimately what it is, it's really how you treat you in this, right? How other people talk to you and treat you does not come from them. It does not. How other people talk and treat you comes from you. You guys, I've had conversations with reps. I'm saying, look, man, you cannot talk to me that way. Well, who do you think you are? That's like so not cool. But the flip side of the coin is, you guys, you want to know, let me tell you something. You want to know that unless I'm doing a presentation, why, or I'm on a plane, why I will do everything in my power always to take Roxanne's call, and she knows it, because you know what? Just like you, just like me, just like Al, just like any of the other leaders, she goes through ups and downs, good days, bad days, things going in the direction, things not, people showing up, people not. But you want to know what? She doesn't ever freaking complain. We'll talk about it. Oh, here's what happens. I take that back. She goes, person didn't show up. That sucks, but I'm doing this. Person didn't make it to that. Oh, but I'm doing that. Well, you know what? I don't know how I'm going to do this event in Lubbock because I'm traveling the 3 days leading up to the event. But here's what she said. I'll figure it out. I don't know how. I'll figure it out. Do you know that there's other people out there that operate that way? So something I want you guys to think about in being a professional. Upline out, downline out. What are you doing? That's a professional. Now, are you going to have an upline? You're always going to have an upline. Are you going to have a downline? If you don't have a downline, let's build you one. But you know what? The people that are meant to stick, they're going to stick. The people that are meant to be with you, they're going to be with you. But you know, the best chance of you having that, building that, keeping that, growing that, expanding that is how professional are you? Can you be in a blue t-shirt and a fleece and still be professional? I'm telling you, you can. Can you be training at an event and have a baseball cap on backwards? Yes, you can. Now, do I expect you guys to do that at a public event where there's going to be professionals? No, I don't expect you to do that. But I'll tell you this, mark my word, I've done this. If we were doing an event in Vegas for Al Thomas and there was a leadership the night before the public event, but it was a leadership, I have no problem being in my fleece, t-shirt, baseball cap backwards. Why? It's a locker room session. But you know what you should count on me being the next day at the event? Shirt, sport coat, probably black jeans or slacks, and probably my Air Jordans, but that's kind of in right now, but whatever. That's a whole other conversation. My point is this, it will be professional. Why? Why? Because Bob Meyer, Terry, Marvetta, Chris McDowell, Claire, Melissa, Luis, Mr. Valdez, Maria, you guys may have worked all freaking week to get somebody there who is a business owner to that event. You better believe that I'm going to do everything in my power to be professional in front of that person. You guys know when you're professional, we talk about the 4 personality types, right? So here goes. Whale, dolphin, sharks, and urchins, right? So whales, dolphins, sharks, and urchins. I'm not going to do a whole training on this, but I want you to know this. If you hear me, whales are save the world, dolphins are fun, urchins are knowledge, and sharks are just A-type personality. Here's what I want you to know. When I introduce someone, when I edify Al back, I cover all of those personality types. When I talk about Roxanne, I cover all of those personality types. You know, Ben, you guys, this is such a great environment. Al is a professional. He knows this business inside and out. He's a ton of fun to be around, and he loves to help people. You couldn't be in a better environment. I just covered all 4 personality types. That's being a professional. How do you make that sound and roll off your tongue? You don't worry about being perfect. Worry about being consistent. It will get better. So before I wrap up, let me show you this here really quick. So I found this through Mr. Clemens, who basically, he does all the stuff behind the scenes on this call to make it all happen, right? And the stuff that Mr. Thomas does, they travel around. I know Jabray is Al's right-hand man. So I go through and I found this, and I hadn't watched it in a minute, but I want to share this with you guys. So here goes.
People involved in network marketing are highly driven, highly inspired people. They're courageous people looking for the next step and looking for a vehicle. And I'll tell you what, there aren't many better vehicles than this. This business has a bad rap, and the best way to get past the bad rap is be a pro.
Right.
Do more for others than anybody else, and you'll build a brand different than network marketing as a whole. The brand will be you.
Yeah.
And you and the company you represent, assuming you picked a good one, and products that you represent. I mean, anyone can succeed in this business because it's not that complex. And you've eliminated the reasons 50% of businesses die in a year, 80% in 5 years, 96% of businesses are gone in 10 years, 4% survive. That doesn't mean they make any money.
Right.
That just means they're standing.
Right.
There you go. So you guys, that's what I had for you today. I want this to be a month of you guys treating this professionally, acting, behaving, treating people, treating your business, and most importantly, treating yourself professionally. Can you have fun? Can you appear casual and be professional? Yes. But if you appear casual and you act casual, you're screwed because nobody's going to take it seriously. That's a fact, right? But you can be professional. It is a choice. And you guys, you don't have to be what? You don't have to be. You need to be. There you go. Mr. T, I'll turn it back over to you. Looking forward to spending Thursdays in February with you guys, and we will see you obviously in Dallas in 5 weeks, something like that. All right, Mr. T, back to you.